Hello and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andrej.
And I'm Patrick Hollywood Sklar.
And thanks so much for tuning in. So we've gone straight over the top four.
Yep.
And we have hit the final games of the MultiZone Store Championship. This
That's
was
right.
out in Gatineau.
This one's for all the marbles.
This is all the marbles. And we have two really top players playing really, really competitive decks.
That's right. On the right, we have Nadim from Montreal.
Yeah. So Nadim is one of the Montreal players who made it. We actually cut the top 8. It was a choice.
Cool. Yeah.
So we had 8 players. I think there might have been 2 or 3 from Montreal. I was in there. I dropped out. I got eliminated. Eric got eliminated. And the last hope for Montreal on the right, we have Nadim.
All right. He's our boy.
He's our boy, and he's coming from losers brackets. And the way that double elimination works on the finals is that Nadim has to win this game for a chance to go to another game, which he would also have to win.
That's right.
And at that point, he gets the plaque and he gets the bye.
Yep. So he has to win 2 games in a row.
Yes. So a bit of an uphill battle. And to make it even more of an uphill battle, on the left, we have Alex. And we've seen Alex before. He is a world-class player from Ottawa.
That's right.
That playmat there is from him taking first place in the Netrunner Icebreaker Championship.
Yeah, he's literally world class.
Yeah, no, so very, very good player. This is a Noise against NEH. I believe that Nadim did take the mulligan, but it looks like Noise is okay. And that is a very careful cut.
Ooh,
divided into 3s and then reorganized.
Yep.
I think I might actually went back the same way it came. And Noise against NEH is a really interesting matchup.
It is, isn't it?
Because Noise does have ways to deal with fast events if you can get clots on the table.
For sure.
But
Noise, NEH probably has ways to deal with viruses.
Yeah, and you know for sure NEH is running a couple Cyberdex Virus Suite. But then back on the Noise side is that Noise has Imp.
Yes.
And NEH has a lot of assets, and imping assets is a really powerful thing. You don't have to spend much of your money.
You have to hope Noise will be paralyzed for choice.
Yes. So the big thing about Noise is getting out some early, you want your early Ace-Ups, you want your early Wild Side, your early Chronotype, just so you can have the credits and clicks to deal with NEH. You can put out a lot of cards really fast.
Get the engine up. Oh, there we go.
So turn 1, that's a Wild Side. There is a remote. We have seen some cheeky play around in our areas of leaving Astros.
We do. We do that a lot.
Yeah. The naked Astro against a runner you think is not going to run just to see is a bit of a risk.
And he's chopping.
Yeah, and a respectful chop just to see what the waters
Who
hold.
would put an Astro there? That'd be crazy.
That's a daily business show. 4 credits is a lot to trash. Way too much. I think you wait for the imp on that one.
Right.
And daily business show is a really dangerous thing to let go. And hey, that's some good information to Swordsman.
Yeah, that's good to know, especially with someone who's probably running Faust.
Yeah.
I would assume.
So these NEH fast advanced decks, from my experience, don't run a lot of sentries. And usually the ones that I see are Swordsman.
Yeah, that's true. Swordsman, sometimes Ichi.
Sometimes Ichi is a good surprise.
Right.
Even an Archer every once in a while can do a lot of damage.
Big fan of Archer.
Yeah, but now knowing that Swordsman is on the table, if there's ice you want to deal with, you might want to wait to run. You might want to wait to put your Faust down, I mean.
Right.
You might want to hit that first and then put your Faust and deal around it.
Yep.
We missed a daily business show, Rez. A really good card, but it looks like we can't go back on that. Information was gained. This is the finals.
Yeah, it is the finals. You've got to play your best.
Yeah.
Is that what I meant to say?
I think that's right.
Okay, cool.
So we have some Astros in hand. There might actually be 2.
We've iced up R&D.
And we've iced up R&D. So
probably
that's actually...
Swordsman.
Could easily be the Swordsman. Right now, paying 3 credits just to do 1 net damage doesn't look that good for the Corp.
Nope.
I think you kind of want that money. The Street Peddler on the table is really good. It's a good way to find cards that you need right now. Chronotype is a big deal.
I really love Street Peddler.
Yeah.
I'd say it's one of my favorite cards from the Sansan cycle.
Oh, it's super exciting. It accelerates everything and adds a real interesting counterplay when it comes to the
Yeah, it's a
Corp
very
side.
anarch kind of draw engine too.
Right.
And there's ice up, so we've got most of the engine up and running.
So most of the engine is up and running. One piece that is missing is the adjusted Chronotype.
Yep.
So Alex is losing a click a turn.
He's not yet a morning person.
No, not yet. And losing a click a turn is big against NEH.
Yeah.
Some
NEH can do a lot with that extra click that you're sort of giving them.
You can check remotes. It's just really difficult to keep up.
Yep.
Losing a click every turn can become a big problem. A daily business show is up on the table. We do also have a Sansan. In theory, we have enough money, and it looks like we're actually probably going to do that.
Yep.
There could be a clot on the Street
There could be
Peddler.
a clot. It looks like we're checking, and no clot is being rezzed.
We have gone through.
There we go.
That is an AstroScript pilot program.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a risk Nadim was willing to take, and I think there is an out. If after one advancement, a clot does come out of Street Peddler, you can always install the Jackson over it.
That's a good point.
and trash the Astro, and then be
And
able
then
to bail
Jackson
out.
the Jackson that.
Yep.
That's nice. I like that.
No money on the right side of the table means that if an imp comes up, or a medium even, you can get a lot of pressure on centrals.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But it also looks like there's no viruses underneath the Street Peddler, or we probably had something sold to the Aesops.
That's right. And we haven't seen any viruses yet either.
No, nothing. No mills.
All right, so we're chopping at R&D.
A single axis is a Jackson Howard. A horrible thing to see when you only have 2 credits.
Yeah,
as
you
noise.
can't trash it. You want to trash it.
You really want to trash it. And
HQ?
another chop in HQ, and that's perfect.
Okay, pop-up window. There we go.
That's a pop-up window. Get a credit. Swing each way.
Yep.
There's not that much noise can do with 1 credit to make money. Oh, I guess viruses.
Yeah, viruses, cash. I don't know.
Cash seems good.
I think of all the runners,
Yeah,
you picked the worst one to say can't do much with 1.
Enigma from HQ. That is a card that you probably want to parasite. 2 cards as fast is a lot if that
right.
gets up.
There's so much good ice parasite in NEH though.
2 more cards off of Daily Business Show. Still no virus. It looks like still nothing to sell.
Yeah, interesting.
To Aesops. And this is 3 clicks a turn. You saw a lot of Alex's hand actually was pretty rubbish at this point.
Oh really?
I think it was at least 1 Deja Vu, a Plascrete.
Yeah, okay.
The sort of cards that don't matter in this matchup let up matter at this point in time.
Right, especially you don't want Deja Vu in your opening hand.
No, it's never a good thing to see unless you can get some early cashes out.
Right.
New remote could easily be a Jackson. I think there's a Jackson floating around there in HQ, but it looks like actually it's still there. That might be something you want on the table.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you don't lose a random mill
Sure.
and then an access. We're going for another access as CVS.
CVS that is not going to do anything to this noise.
Not going to do anything. That has to be revealed. So you have to tell, even if you see it and you don't trash it, obviously tell the corp. The corp
That is a good
has to
point.
know.
Good practices.
Yeah. Looks like incredibly, Alex is not actually going to trash that. And there's probably 2 reasons. That is the cool reason, is that he knows it's going to go away for free.
Yeah.
You do lose out on another mill, but I guess
That's
you do
true.
save a credit.
You save a credit, and this way he could afford to play the parasite.
Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes you don't actually want to mill the CVS because the CVS is a problem in archives.
Right. You want to make them have to work to put it in archives.
Yeah.
It gives you 1 more turn or so.
It does give you, and another access gets another fresh card. I guess that's the benefit.
Yeah.
Wraparound is a bit of a problem. However, we do know Alex is holding on to a David. He will need 3 credits to get that out, but that still is something. It's a difficult ice to deal with without the proper tools. Looks like we're gonna use that peddler.
Okay.
For free, we get a data sucker.
Get rid of that wraparound, so it's not a problem later.
That wraparound is gone, and that's very intelligent play. This is not even a click left. This is just thinking, I want to get rid of the wraparound. How
Absolutely.
do we do it?
Yep, that's very good thinking.
And that is a data sucker. And you know what? He didn't even pop that early, which he could have just got ASAP's money.
Yeah, you'd think, eh?
Yeah, I think he just kept it on the table to see this is going to be my release valve. Get rid of something I don't want. And that actually worked out. Back over onto the corp side, 3 credits is definitely enough to fast advance.
At this point, yeah.
At this point, you can get an Astro out for 2 credits, even 1 credit if you wanted.
If you want to use that other token. And against Anarch these days with turntable everywhere, maybe you do want to use that token early.
Yeah, using that token's not a problem. Even getting something like a breaking news out of this point, spending 2 credits just to trash a wild side or a pawn shop, that can be a big deal. I think there is another one of those resources, I think maybe a pawn shop inside the archives.
Yeah, maybe.
So that would put noise back a lot.
Yeah, I think you're right. There is another Aesops in there for sure.
Yeah.
And noise is usually running 2 or 3 Aesops.
Yeah, I think you'd almost always go for 3.
Yeah.
Let's get a pad up. That basically costs 1 credit, and that is going to be money that you're going to take away. If Nadim can just go ahead and fast advance, he won't have to deal with money that much.
Right.
Considering...
He's got the Santa out. He just needs a little bit of money.
Yeah,
there
it's not very expensive.
we go.
Solid advance. We have an Astro. This is about turn 3, turn 4. 4 agendas on the board.
Cool.
With 2 Astro tokens. The name is all over the moon at this point.
Yeah, really it is.
That is going to be a big problem. We can see things from the Anarch side like Clot. A turntable we talked about before.
Yeah.
That is a really powerful effect against fast advance. Any agenda that has a counter, you want to take that away.
You want to get that away from them.
And you can lose one of those easily on a random mill. It's not something you can really protect with that
totally.
Jackson.
All right, speaking of which, here's turntable.
There we go.
He's hoping to wreck those Astros.
So turntable, let's get a random access on R&D. That's a pad campaign. That could easily have been a lot better.
It could have.
Get an Astro token off. But even without those Astro tokens, you still have a Sansan up. And no imp in sight. So that...
Yeah, he needs that imp. This game is lost otherwise.
Yeah, imp is a big deal at this point. And you see there's a fast track in hand. With some amount of money, you can fast track and then take some still fast advance.
Yeah.
And
So
you know,
there's a Lamprey, And Nadim has no money to be taken from the lamprey. He's doing okay.
Super cool.
It's a nice position to be in, I guess.
Yeah. It's very easy. Well, not easy, but if the corp ever comes to low credits and no ice on HQ and the runner can get a lamprey out, you usually bought 1 or 2 turns.
Yes, for sure.
Because you can't take credits, you have to purge.
The corp is going to have to purge, and that's a turn lost.
And that's a turn. And you can deja vu for lamprey, do the same thing again.
For sure.
Once they take some credits. Pat campaign might help with that. But I think probably get some ice up on HQ as soon as possible. We know there is an Enigma. And that's not that expensive, especially with a sweeps week. Full sweeps week usually lands with Wildside. And we're back up to 5 credits. This is
here we are.
Impressive.
But not impressive.
That's true. Yeah, that would be lovely, actually.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
2 pieces of ice for 1 credit.
Cool.
We are probably sure that is the swordsman inner deep on the R&D.
Yeah.
So something more poignant could be good. This is my hand.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. I kind of wanted Nadim to move all those cards forward just so they're not blocked by the glare from the sky.
Right.
Yeah, sky glare. So
you didn't do a good job.
No, I
There's a lot of glare.
Yeah, that's the best I can do, I guess. Yeah. 2 more cards for Wildside. Remember, we don't have Chronotype. Alex is bleeding a click a turn, and still a click for 2 cards isn't the worst.
Right, it's still efficient.
Yeah, still efficient, but with only 3 credits now.
Yep.
Maybe you want to do something else. Maybe you want to just take some credits. Maybe you don't always want to draw.
Right.
Depends what you're drawing. And if a cache comes out at this point, I think we're in the money.
Yeah.
You can install a cache. You can go trash the Sansan and then still sell it for 3.
Yeah.
Next turn.
Because you can use cash to make cash.
Yeah, cash to cash. And selling the lamprey doesn't seem like you want to poke HQ. 1 line of play could be attack HQ to the point where they can't res on R&D. Go for R&D.
Yeah, that's what you want to do.
That seems okay, but we're going to sell that. Dire Straits, we do need
And
the
there
money.
might be another pop-up window out there.
Yeah.
That's very likely.
I'm pretty sure Alex Hand is, at this point, is almost entirely deja vus. David
That's too bad.
And a Plascrete.
Water everywhere. And my kingdom for a horse.
Yeah. So, not the best draw right now.
Nope.
In theory, you could spend a deja vu just to get a 2 viruses, maybe make some Aesop's money, but that's a really slow turn, considering you only have 3 clicks.
Yep.
Another wraparound did squeeze through R&D.
He's as frustrated as we are.
You know what? I think he's actually thankful. That's the one piece of ice that he can deal with.
That's right. He's got the David now.
So David comes out. I think he can get 1 run in there. Second piece of ice, probably still the swordsman. No res on that. Single axis is another Sansan. Nope. If that was an agenda, we could, again...
That would have been an interesting game.
Take in an Astro. We'll see how things go. A fast track is in hand.
Okay.
3 credits on the table. I think you can still go for the fast advance at this point.
Yep.
You notice also Nadim has not dropped Jackson on the table. He seems to be pretty confident with the mill.
Yeah, I think he's happy he can win before the mill is going to be a problem.
Yeah, and a lot of the cards that have been milled actually are have been known what they are.
Yep. By the way, I like that he is shuffling the cards that he gets from DBS.
Yeah.
So as not to show which of the 2 cards.
Yeah.
Because Alex has seen one of them.
Yes.
But DBS, you don't have to tell them which card you took.
No, there used to be a ruling, and that was changed in one of the recent FAQs.
That's right. It's pretty recent.
Still things like Architect, you have to say what number card you took. Like I took the 1st or 4th card. But DBS, shuffle away.
Yep.
It's all good.
Cool.
And it looks like we are probably going to go for the fast advance. With a fast track on the table, you're losing 1 click, which you can recoup with an Astro Token or the Sansan.
And there we go.
And that is the 3rd Sansan, and that will go out for only 1 credit.
That's right.
Man.
2 advancements, you spend 1 of those tokens.
Yep.
And there you go.
This is kind of playing the matchup. If this was against something like a Shaper that does have SMC and Declaw, this is not at all possible.
You do not have that Sansan out in the open. You have ice in front of it just in case.
Definitely a problem, and still fast advancing is difficult. Yep. But Noise has not put up too much of a fight.
No.
No money left. If there is an agenda in hand, which there just might be at this point, considering Daily Business Show does draw well.
I think I saw an agenda in hand.
This could easily be the last turn the runner has. Even if the turntable does hit an agenda, it's going to be
It's only going to take away 1 of those 2 all-important Astro tokens.
Yeah. Last turn, you could sell things like the Wild Side.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't think the game's going to go on longer, and the David could be good to get into R&D.
Sure.
You can't sell the pawn shop itself. It can't collapse in on itself. It would make very little sense. Can't be the buyer and the seller. But it looks like we're going to sell the David.
Okay.
So that's a bit of a sacrifice on R&D pressure. But a cash is coming out. We might just go for the mill route. Get a bunch of mills.
See what we can do.
See what we can do with that.
Hope that Nadim doesn't have the agenda in hand that can win him.
And a medium is hitting the table. Medium with a David could be a different way, but those 2 cards are now in archives anyways. So
it's a few mils.
Probably fine.
He knows what a few of them are.
And 5 mils.
No agendas.
No agenda. A CVS is not going to do any work. We're going to get a credit. We're going to get a daily business show draw. If there's an agenda in there, it looks like there isn't drawn. There might be one in HQ.
I think there's one in HQ anyway.
This could be a very, very short game.
Yeah.
And it looks like that is a very quick...
That's a very short game.
Install...
An Explodapalooza. There we go.
Fast Advance. That's the strength of NEH Fast Advance. I think Nadim
really is. It's still there, despite the
really,
MWL.
Really good.
Yeah.
Nadim did get incredibly lucky with the mills. Very lucky with the cards he drew. He got everything he needed. I think Daily Business Show is such a good card. Make sure you get the cards.
Oh, Daily Business Show is great. I've been using it in a lot of different decks. And Alex, for his part, got some poor draws. That was
really
too bad.
Draws.
Like
no, I was standing behind Alex the entire game, and I saw his hand, and it was miserable.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because now we have made it on to Game 2 of
We
the
get to see
Grand
one more
Finals.
game.
One more game. They're going to switch sides, and this next one is for all the marbles.
I think it's all the marbles.
All the marbles.
Good luck, Nadim.
Hey, best of luck to both of you. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned. We'll have the second game coming out real soon.
Keep your stick on the ice.
Ciao.